Good evening and welcome to UBCO Gymnasium in Kelowna, where the host UBC Okanagan Heat and University of British Columbia Thunderbirds will play their final games of the 2025 calendar in U Sports men's basketball action on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge that UBC Okanagan is situated in the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Syilx Okanagan Nation and their peoples. We would also like to acknowledge that you are joining us today from many places near and far, and acknowledge the Indigenous peoples and traditional caretakers of those lands. And Nylan Roberts has us on the board. I'm Kirk Benton, joined by Bowen Assman, and you are watching Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. Heat looking for revenge after losing last night to the Thunderbirds. The Heat hung close, Bowen, last night, but ultimately the same thing happened that happens every time these teams play.
Yeah, 26-0, these UBC Thunderbirds against, we say their younger brother.
Their younger brother, yep.
Because obviously this school started before UBC, and yeah, it's been one-sided since they've made the jump to U Sports, and they did hang with them, I'd say about till, within the first couple minutes of that fourth quarter, and then the UBC Thunderbirds' depth showed, and their fast break and great plays just like that one.
Yes, Nikola Guzina scoring his first bucket of the night. Isaac Moore for three. He lands it, but he lands awkwardly. He's up, but looked like he was holding his right ankle. And they need Isaac Moore to be healthy because he's one of their top scorers. You can tell he's wincing in pain.
Yeah, the adrenaline will
last for a while.
Yeah, and might be feeling it at the next whistle.
Here's Anthony Brady. He stops. And the travel is called as Brady kind of lost control there. Same starters as last night, it appears, for both squads. And Isaac Moore is going to go off and probably take a look at his ankle there. Because he is not right.
Probably tape it up. He'd want to get back out there for sure, but we'll have to see.
So Mike Adarkwa-Enti is in the match. The Heat are 3-8, while the Thunderbirds are 7-2. They won 79-64 last night. Heat now. Adarkwa-Enti for three, short. Jalen Shirley with the rebound. Lamin Condi from deep. That one's off the mark. Shirley gets the offensive board. So does Lamin Condi. But they just cannot find a way. Akinkunmi and Shirley go down, and a foul is called there. Holt Tomey driving to the hoop. And he's going to get a couple of shots here. Tomey had 11 points last night. He went to the free throw line 11 times. Made 7 of them. And does not make the first. But goes 1 for 2. The Heat went to the free throw line last night just 14 times, made only 7 of them. While the Thunderbirds had 27 free throws. That pass ends up in the hands of Adarkwa-Enti, even though Gus Gertson, former Heat, probably could have had it if he turned around, but it's a turnover by the Heat, and here come the Thunderbirds. Tomey now. Cuts to the middle, off the mark. Condi gets the rebound, but goes down. Brady has it. There's a battle for it. Who's going to end up with it? Jalen Shirley. What a surprise.
Can always find the basketball.
That long pass by Adarkwa-Enti doesn't work out. Here's Guzina.
And that's 3 quick early turnovers for the Heats.
Akinkunmi cannot get that to go. There's Tomey coming flying in and lays it in.
Bodies on the floor. First couple minutes.
And it's 7-3 for the T-Birds. Nice no-look pass, but Schertzer couldn't control it.
That's another turnover.
And The Heat have been giving it away so far. Isaac Moore had his ankle looked at. He's back out there. Moore had 19 points last night. Shirley had 20 to lead them, so it was a definite guard game last night for the Heat, as the Thunderbirds boast some pretty good size.
Yeah, and it was a big disparity in points in the paint last night, as it was 42-24 for these Thunderbirds, and UBCO got up 39 threes, only hit 9 of them. So perhaps they'll like to switch their offense around a little bit and maybe get some more post play.
Or do you just make more threes?
It's easier said than done, I think.
They're trying. Here's another one. Moore, no good.
That's the player you want to attempt a lot. He was 5 of 14 last night.
Roberts with the rebound, quickly up to Gazina, and they're going to say Lamin Condi committed the foul. That'll be the second for the Heat here in the first quarter. It was the Edward Gauthier show last night here for the Thunderbirds. He's on the bench, which is where he started last night, but he still ended up pouring in 20 points. Career high for the rookie.
Yeah, he was the man of the fourth quarter. As he had 8 points in that fourth quarter, just to ice the game in a lot of instances.
Yes, he definitely turned it on. Thunderbirds have people all over the place that can beat you. Here's Moore for 3. That one's no good. And they got to get that 3-point shot going, or it's going to be a long night. Here's Akinkunmi. Gazina, their leading scorer, and he just barges his way to the hoop and lays it in. 6'10", 235 pounds in his fourth year out of Vancouver, playing for his hometown team.
Yeah, Matthias Schertzer, 6'6". He's no shrinking violet, but looks a little small on Gazina.
Shirley goes up. The foul is called on Roberts. Thunderbirds won 5 in a row. Their only setbacks this year came against the Thompson Rivers Wolfpack. And that was in Vancouver. And Shirley did not look comfortable shooting that one. 82% from the charity stripe this year. And he goes 1 for 2. But it's a 10-4 lead, and Gauthier back on the floor for the Thunderbirds. There's Roberts. Into Gazina, who's surrounded, and looked like Brady got a piece of that one. Fast break. Isaac Moore lays it in. Turnover turns into points. That is definitely something the Heat need to do. Gazina working against Matthias Schertzer. Cannot get it to go. Good D there from Schertzer. Condi with the rebound. Here's Shirley. Loses it. The ball's on the floor. Schertzer picks it up. Gets it out to Moore. Brady for 3. Yes, it's good. And the Heat within 1. It's kind of how they were all of last night in this game. They'd get down a chunk, fight back, get it close, get down again, fight back. Here's Tomey, just a bit heavy. Moore with the rebound, and he's off to the races. Shirley, fake, then drives. Gets it back to Condi. Condi for 3, off the mark. And there's that fast break. Easy. Oh, unless you blow it like Akinkunmi did.
Easy. You miss. That's tough.
That doesn't get any easier, and it gets even worse when the other team goes down the floor and knocks down the three like Isaac Moore just did.
5-point swing right there.
And the Heat are in front with 4:06 to go here in the first quarter.
And that's a great sign to see that three ball working already. Like we said, just 9 threes last night, and they're 3 of 8 already. 2 from Moore, and the Brady three is a big deal too. He missed all 3 of his last night, and it's typically been more Condi and Shirley offensively. So if you get somebody else involved and get hot, that can be a really good sign for this Heat team. Each team have 4 turnovers apiece. And the Heat have 3 offensive rebounds already too.
Absolutely. As we said, UBCO has lost all 26 games that they have played since the 2011-2012 season against the Thunderbirds. And when you look at the stats going into this one, you just think it's going to be 27 when you consider the Heat are giving up the most points in the conference, 87.9 per game. UBC is 3rd in points per game, 84.6. UBC is the top rebounding team in the conference. Not a surprise given their massive size. And there's a shot by Abera. Does not fall. He's out there. He's got the ball now.
But the Heat must have taken something from last night of hanging with them for the majority of the game. I think it gives them a little bit of confidence to know that they're not outmatched.
Raj got
to play their game.
Couldn't get that to go, and at the other end, Shirley drives and puts it in off the glass. Zuru Abera now. Sends it inside to Karan Ojla. And they are going to say that
Shakajisa had
Larry Shakajisa
had the hold down low. It does feel like almost every matchup feels like a mismatch size-wide, but Heat are been the right amount of physical.
Yep. Ojla now is basically the big man out there, 6'8", 240. Gauthier, a little short.
Another offensive rebound
with the offensive board. TJ Mavidi also out there now for the Thunderbirds, who have a deep bench. Gauthier can't get it to go, but there's a rebound. Ojla can't get it to go. And there's Brady finally grabbing it for the Heat. Moore's going to put it up. It's short. Brady fighting for it. And he was the last to touch it. So Brady's going to have a seat.
And that was good hustle by Schertzer on that defensive possession. Doing a good job hanging with the taller Thunderbirds players and not jumping, going straight up. That's all you can ask for.
Abera sends it all the way across. Mavidi gets it to Gauthier. Gauthier for 3, does not fall. And the Heat will be fine if Edward Gauthier is a little cooler tonight than he was last night. Oh, Condi just goes flying through the key.
Yeah.
Lost control.
Wanted a trip, but Heat running a little bit faster than he thought. And Gauthier really killed the Heat with his pick and roll play and kind of drives to the hoop, not so much his jumper.
He gets it over. Data can't get that one to fall. He's a Kelowna product, played at Rutland, playing in his hometown this weekend. Number 7 in white. There's Larry Shakajisa feeling sad after that ball went off of his hands and out of bounds. Heat still in front by 4. That was their biggest lead last night, also in the first quarter. 4 points. Can they keep it up? They have to play nearly flawless basketball. And there's not much you can do to try and stop Ojla there. as we have Faisal Shawa into the match for the first time. Number 21 in blue, just added to the team this week.
Pulling the surprise on the Thunderbirds.
Yeah. And that one is blocked, and here come the Thunderbirds. Abera inside, Gauthier gets it to go. He's gonna maybe dunk it, then laid it in. It eventually fell.
Still counts either way.
Yep, here's more. Nice pull-up jumper, falls. Heat back in front by 2. And it's weird, while we're experiencing the Jalen Shirley minute rest.
Surprised it was been more than a minute. He played 39 last night.
Yep.
All but 1.
Mavidi for 3, it's good. And the Thunderbirds back in front by 1. Adarquenti inside to Condi, working against Mavidi. He's surrounded, tries to go up and under, draws the foul. Mavidi says, I went straight up. I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, he wrapped him up earlier on that drive.
Just the 5th foul combined in this quick first quarter.
And the Heat are going very small when they subbed in Shawa for Schertzer, as I believe he's at just 6'5", as is Connie says 6'7", so he's the pseudo center, but he doesn't play like one.
Condi puts the Heat back in front, 18-17. As Ariel Sager now checks in for the Heat. Aujla probably feels like a giant out there. Shot clock has about a 4-second difference. Gauthier.
Good defense.
7 on the shot. Abera pulls up and knocks it down. The Heat got to move fast. Only 2 seconds left. Sager puts up the heave, and it doesn't fall. And this back and forth first quarter ends with UBC in front, 19-18. You are watching U Sports men's basketball action on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. Somewhat healthy. You know, they're not missing anybody that they, I mean, they probably had they had more talent last year for sure, but I don't know. Yeah. They are smaller. Three for 9? Terrible. Really? I did not see that. Was that the weekend they played Victoria? Because I think Victoria beat Regina by like 40. Welcome back to the Furnace, where the UBC Thunderbirds have a 19-18 lead on the UBCO Heat. I'm Kirk Pettin, joined by Bone Assman. Here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. And we're moving things off the floor. We're ready to play.
Yeah, he'd have to be happy with that opening quarter, just down by 1. Shooting similar to the Thunderbirds, but that's not a good turnover.
Gauthier intercepts that Jalen Shirley pass, and there is the speedy Zuru Abera laying it in. 3-point lead for the T-Birds. Brady for 3, and it's good. That's the 4th 3-point shot that has fallen for the Heat so far tonight.
Brady starting to feel it. 2 of 2 from beyond the arc.
Gauthier pass all the way over to Mavidi. Doesn't go. And Dada, did he bring it down on his teammate?
Yeah, he passed it to Gauthier, but Gauthier was sitting
out of bounds. Yep. And that's illegal, right?
Not allowed to do that.
Even if your rear end is out of bounds and your feet are inbounds, you're still considered out of bounds, right?
Even if the ref's out of bounds and the ball hits the ref, that's out of bounds too. Refs are part of the court.
Look at this.
So try and use them as a screen, you know? That might be a nice little strategy.
There you go. Here's Condi. Isaac Moore for 3. I think we know their strategy tonight. Shoot threes, and if that doesn't work, try again. But Jalen Shirley goes to the hoop. Gets the foul call.
And we have a really good view underneath this basket. We're looking over top of the action pretty much. And seeing Shirley operate, the quick micro movements he does on that dribble just must be so frustrating for defenders like Tommy, as the head fakes, little, feints with his legs and dribble.
Saw on the broadcast there that Thunderbirds head coach Phil Jalapur, not a big fan of that call. Pretended to be flopping himself. As Shirley knocks him down, and the Heat are up by 2. As Nylan Roberts checks back in for TJ Mavidi. Thunderbirds are just half a game out of first place in the Pacific Division, as we are at the end of the 2025 calendar campaign. Tommy lays that one in. We're tied up again. Gazina goes down hard. He's back up. Condi, Schertzer, Brady. And that pass, was it deflected? No, it wasn't. It is Thunderbirds ball. And Gazina, I don't know if he's a little banged up after falling down. He seems to be limping a bit. When you're 6'10" and you fall backwards like that, that's a big tree falling down. And there's a familiar sight. Gus Gertson, the former Heat, knocking down the 3. T-Birds break the tie, back in front, and that pass by Brady, a little too high. Gertson comes away with it. Haujla gives it to Gertson. He's going to try again, and there it is. Gus Gertson. And that's enough for his former coach, Clay Pottinger, to call a timeout, as he's probably seen number 10 get going in the past.
Yeah, he was just 0 of 5 from beyond the arc yesterday, but I think Pottinger knew that that wasn't going to continue. He's seen him hit that shot numerous times in games and practices over the years. As this is Gertson's second year at UBC.
Yep.
Played last year as well.
So those quick 6 points from Gertson have him already leading the Thunderbirds in scoring, as they once again spread that ball around nicely. 8 players already with points for the Thunderbirds. Only 4 players have scored for the Heat, which tells you just how different these benches are.
Yeah, and that was much of the same from last night as well. I believe 20-plus points.
Yeah,
more
37.
on the bench.
37 bench points last night for the Thunderbirds. Whew. 6 for the Heat.
There we go.
That is a huge factor in these games. So the Heat quickly down 6 now. They were down bigger in the first quarter, down 10-3. But these are the moments they need to bounce back and stick with them. And that almost led to a turnover, but luckily Shirley was there for them. Schertzer out to Moore. Moore for 3. It's good. Isaac Moore now 3 for 6 from behind the arc. And that is definitely what the men in blue need tonight. And Gus Gertson misses. Akinkunmi gets Jalen Shirley to move out of the key. I guess, I don't know, there hasn't been much arguing about that.
Well, Pottinger stopped drinking his water.
It looked like a shove, but yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah,
the Heat respond.
Pottinger got up from his chair on that one. Like, wait, give me an explanation on that. But they had a good view down there, so yeah, must have been a little innocuous.
Gertson fakes, drives the left hand in and out. Condi with the rebound. Shirley against the much bigger Aujla, but can't go around him, so he's got to send it out. And Gus Gertson picks up the foul. His first, as Larry Shakajisa back in the game, number 22. Shirley. Screen is set. Former teammate Gertson gets his hand in his face, but Jalen Shirley knocks it down. And the three-pointer is working. And Gus Gertson
out of bounds.
Steps on the line. All tied up at 31.
I think that woke the Heat up, realizing, oh yeah, that was our former teammate. Let's run him off the line now. We can't be letting him shoot these open threes.
Yeah. Moore to Shirley. What do you do if you're UBC on all these three-point attempts? Just get right in the face like that?
Yeah, that was great defense. And
Moore's heavy.
Forced a tough one.
Boltomi now, former Mount Royal Cougar star. Can't get that one to go. He gets his own rebound, misses again. And Shakajisa comes away with it. Condi now, working against Gertson. Spins off the glass, and he drops it in. What a play by the Montreal product. He'll go to the line to try and finish off the three-point play.
And this is what you like to see if you're a Heat fan. You have Condi's athleticism who can drive the basket, and then you have Shirley and Moore at the corners, so Thunderbirds can't really help off them too much because it's an easy kick-out pass, and those two players can knock down the open three.
Condi misses it. T-Bird's having trouble. Tomey gets it over, and they're going to say that Isaac Moore got a little too frisky there. As substitutions for both teams, Gauthier and Brady back in. Here's Tomey. Roberts. Nice moves down low. Goes around Brady, draws the foul. He's tied it up, and the Thunderbirds can take the lead again. It's been going back and forth. all quarter long. As Jalen Shirley got his 30-second break and is back.
Blink and you miss him on the bench.
That's 2 trips to the bench, though, so far. Roberts can't make the free throw. Gauthier, boom. That three-pointer puts the T-Birds up by 3 in those offensive rebounds. It's not a big advantage, but the Thunderbirds have taken advantage of them when they've gotten them. Shirley in amongst the trees gets that one to fall.
Tough bucket.
Tommy with Micah Darkwenti all over him.
Yeah.
And
that's his 3rd, I believe.
Eventually all over him. Too much over him. And Isaac Moore, that breather he was hoping to get, ends early.
Those refs are going to call that every time if you're up on them, touching the defender the whole time of the court. Eventually, a little bump's going to get you.
Give him a little bit?
Foul.
Or does it have to be a distinctive bump?
Off the pathway of where they're going, but you give them a little bit of space and more of a chance.
Yep. Shakajisa might have gotten some ball there, but he got a lot of body too. So Tommy goes back to the free throw line. He's now tied for the team lead with 6 points. Tommy is. And can make it 7. He does. Calgary product in his 5th and final year of eligibility after 4 years at Mount Royal. So once again, 3-point lead for the T-Birds, the number 6 ranked team in the country. Condi goes down. Shirley ends up with it, lays it in off the glass. His size makes no matter there. The much bigger Roberts was there, but Shirley just knows where to put it. And there's a takeaway. Schertzer just rips it away from Guzina. Moore for 3. Oh, can't turn the turnover into 3 points. UBC still with the lead. Here's Gauthier now. Roberts inside to Guzina. Roberts for 3. No good. Akinkunmi with the rebound. Gives a Isaac Moore is looking for a bit of a call there, as he may have taken an elbow, but he commits his 2nd personal foul. And that's bonus time for the Thunderbirds. With 3:26 to go in the first half here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. And Akinkunmi, smooth as silk on that one. The Calgary product, also in his 5th year. Short on that one, and there's the loose ball picked up by Condi. And the foul committed on Condi. That's only the 4th of the quarter for the T-Birds. But the next one will send UBCO to the line. Here's Jalen Shirley now. Julian Malfair into the match for the Heat, number 23. He gets the lovely job of going up against Nikola Guzina. Shakajisa pulls up. Off the heel. It's loose. Gauthier.
Oh, great save.
Nice play to keep it alive. Here's Guzina now. Back to Gauthier. Kicks it out for Roberts. Just a bit heavy. And there's Jalen Shirley once again somehow getting the rebound over Gazina. Explain that one to me. Shakajisa for three, no good. Malfair almost had it, but Ibarra took it away. Here's Dada for three. Yes, it's good.
Stepped right into that one.
And the former Rutland senior secondary school star has given the T-Birds a 5-point lead.
Nah, bad pass.
And Moore trying to get it to Shirley, but Nylan Roberts read it beautifully, jams it down. And a nice little run developing here for the visitors.
That might have been fatigue there between Moore and Shirley. Been playing pretty much the whole half. A couple of micro breaks, but it's got to wear down them to be the vocal point of the offense. So pretty much every possession.
And they have 27 of the team's 37
exactly.
points. So they're not only out there, they're chucking shots too. They've tried to combine 16 shots already. Brady fakes it, splits the D and slams it down. The bench loves that. Heat back within 5 with 1:42 to go here in the second quarter. Gauthier sends it across. Mavidi back to Ibarra. He loses it. It's loose. Ball on the floor, bodies on the floor. There's 3 of them there. And we might need a wipe.
Yeah, Thunderbirds ball, the jump.
Are they checking? Do they suspect something was?
They're going to adjust the shot clock, yeah. 11 on the shot.
Cashew Gogi into the match. He's going to inbound. Second-year player, also out of Calgary. Gazina surrounded, has it taken away by Brady, and the Heat get the ball right back thanks to the possession arrow.
It's a good job of just surrounding Gazina with 3 bodies. Nice job.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And they're going to let Gazina get his shoe back on after being mauled.
He had his shoe to do, his shooting sleeve as well.
Schertzer, who had 10 rebounds last night, gives it to Condi. Shot clock down to 4. Brady, long 3, no good. Gogi gets the rebound and gives it to Gazina. Here's Ibarra now. Condi watching him, he gives it to Gogi. Gauthier for 3, it's good. Gauthier now leading the team once again. He's got 8.
Still feeling it this time and beyond the arc.
And it's an 8-point lead now. That's the biggest of the night for the T-Birds. Condi had some space, can't get it to go, it's loose. Ibarra comes away with it. And the shot clock is off, so the T-Birds have a chance here for the last shot. Navidi gives it back to Ibarra. Running out off the glass, and it's good. Time expires, and that gives the Thunderbirds a 49-39 lead at the half. The Heat go a minute 56 at the end of the quarter without a point, and that does not work well when you're playing the UBC Thunderbirds.
Yeah,
so
Thunderbirds 11-18 in that quarter with 30 points. Smoking hot.
That will do it. So we will be back with the second half here. You're watching U Sports men's basketball action on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. We'll be back in 15 minutes.
drink bottles to the right fuel.
For 60 years, this game has defined Canadian university football. A tradition rooted in heart, grit, and pride. This year, the Vanier Cup returns to the West, to the heartland of football. Regina is ready. Let's show them how we do football. More than a game, it's tradition.
Are you ready? Are you ready for a university experience unlike anything else? To surround yourself with natural wonders and take your place among the curious, the courageous, and those driven by purpose. To collaborate with the thinkers, the dreamers, and the doers, to join a diverse campus community of people who aspire to engineer the impossible and do what it takes to help make our world better. Are you ready to pursue new ideas, new forms of learning, and new possibilities? To better understand our planet through hands-on research and innovative solutions that generate real-world impact. To challenge conventions and create a welcoming space for everyone who wants to call this place home. We invite you to get to know a global top 40 university whose talent is recognized on the world stage. Welcome to UBC's Okanagan campus.
I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out, no need to take it slow. I'm stepping to you toe to toe. I should be scared, honey, maybe so, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it.
Beautiful.
Wow! Freaking gorgeous out, guys.
Beautiful, stunning. Fall colors, great sunrise spot. Very calm.
Come on, Nate!
Restaurants, they want the stuff that comes from here. It's a chef's dream to have a restaurant like this and work out winery like this in the Okanagan, right slap bang in the middle of it. So, yeah.
And now people are starting to pick up that's not from any of those places, that's from the Okanagan.
Oh, cool.
Can you believe this is where you get to come to work every day?
Wow, it's beautiful. A great way to start the day, that's for sure.
We are known as the Okanagan people, but that name came to us from a bit of a misunderstanding with early surveyors.
And I hope in some small way that the stories and the language you've learned here inspire you to go learn more about the culture of the people that are of this land.
Whoa! Woo, that was a good one.
This is a nice day.
I don't don't know how many times I say it. We live in paradise.
Yeah, it's so pretty in the snow.
Like you can see the whole city.
One of the few places left in the world where you can go fine dining, play golf, drink wines that are spectacular, you know, go to fine restaurants, and you've got wilderness everywhere. It's magnificent. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is more than a game. This is where passion meets grit. Where every practice, every sacrifice, every heartbeat pushes us closer to greatness. From the roar of the crowd to the silence before the play. This is our stage, our moment, our season. We are the Heat, and this year, we rise higher, fight harder, and burn brighter than ever before. The Heat is here. Are you ready?
Selling lows, is you like that? All 24, you won't go, is you like that? And the model still the same. Ball like I won a championship game. You know these hungry, they gon' for a name. I put her on the game, she get for a chain. Free bend, bring the reps in. Cut the shooters in the corner like the captain. She think cause she's at it, she attract you. That's that get you put up out the fiction.
I got my start in basketball pretty early. My dad is like a huge basketball guy, so as soon as kind of we got into sports, he was like, let's go play basketball. And I really fell in love with it as soon as I got into high school, and I just wanted to play nonstop. In the 7th grade, I was able to do the BC Summer Games, and prior to that, I'd been on a team where I was probably the worst player ever, and I was honestly like super down on myself at that time. I really thought I was like, I should probably quit basketball, this isn't going anywhere. And luckily enough, I was able to make a different team in the summer for that BC Summer Games, and that team is actually a team that we won the whole BC Summer Games with. And I had so much support from like older girls on that team to help me really feel good about how I'm playing and all that. So that kind of made me really think like, this is something I really want to do. Both of my parents are immigrants, so they came here with kind of having to make their own opportunities for themselves. So when they had me and my sister, it just felt like they really wanted to give us the most opportunity that that they didn't have for themselves, which was just, I'm so fortunate for that. Growing up through every sport I've had, they've always been there. At my games, they've always been cheering me on. I've never had a moment where I feel unsupported in my family, which is really awesome. Going into the recruiting process, it was quite difficult because earlier in my high school season, I had torn my ACL, and then kind of a year and a half later, I somewhat did it again. So Bobby called me up and we had really great conversations from the start, and I was really enjoying what he was saying, and I felt really confident that this was going to be a really good school. But I wasn't 100% dead set on here until we had a conversation about who was coming here and the role that I could have on this team.
Aiko's potential with her program is really high. In the first couple of years, I think she's kind of getting her feet settled in terms of a student athlete, what goes with that on and off the court, not just the basketball side of things, obviously academics, lifts, all of that. But she offers some versatility, and right now she's a bit more of a shooter, and that's what her key role is, but she handles the ball well, she plays good defense. We do see some leadership ability in Aiko, and we would anticipate Aiko having a pretty significant role and a major impact over the next couple of years in our program. Coming here, I think there was a lot of growth for me as a
individual, as an athlete, knowing that there still are a lot of contributions to make in practice during games that aren't just putting the ball in the hoop, I think was pretty huge for me.
Aiko has a lot of energy. She's a very positive person, smiles a lot, and likes to have fun, but does it in the right way in terms of when it's time to be serious. She understands that, and when it's time to, maybe we need a laugh or a light moment, she's definitely one that's there for that. From a team culture standpoint, Aiko is exactly what you want as a coach. Understands her role, fills that role to her max, and then, like I said, really brings a lot of good, positive energy into our locker room.
I obviously love when things are serious, and especially in games. I'm not trying to make things funny, but I'm always trying to keep things lighthearted also on another aspect, and I think that's kind of important, just to have both sides. We do a lot of dancing, and we've kind of inputted it into our pre-game kind of, I guess, schedule, that we all do some dancing, and I think it really lightens the mood, kind of gets us all really energetic. People get excited, and we're all cheering each other on in a little circle, and it's only something like we kind of just do within ourselves, but it's become something really special that we like to do. Here I get to obviously be in an atmosphere with some really amazing female student athletes. The culture that we have, the people that are on this team, every day we go to practice and people are giving 100%. And knowing that we have all the pieces to achieve really great things this season is really exciting for us. We know we can achieve great things, and just to be a part of that is probably the best thing ever.
We normally associate the color red with things that are hot and blue colors with objects that are cooler. But in fact, blue light is far more energetic than red light. If you burn natural gas with a poor flow of oxygen, you only get about 1,000 degrees Celsius as the temperature. It's an incomplete, inefficient combustion of the fuel. But if you increase the oxygen flow, then that temperature increases, and the temperature of the flame shifts to a bright, intense blue, over 1,500 degrees. The blue flame is the most efficient, the most intense, and the hottest that it can get. And here at UBCO, our flames burn blue.
I just wanna go insane, touching the summer rain, hotter than the bluest flame, hotter than the bluest flame. Never get you out my mind, never get you out my brain, wanna do it all again, hotter than the bluest flame, hotter than the bluest flame. I just wanna go insane, I just wanna go insane, touching the summer rain, hotter than the bluest flame, hotter than the bluest flame. Never get you out my mind, never get you out my brain, wanna do it all again, hotter than the bluest flame, hotter than the bluest flame. I just wanna go I just wanna go insane, touching the summer rain, hotter than the bluest flame, hotter than the bluest flame. Never get you out my mind, never get you out my brain, wanna do it all again, hotter than the bluest flame, hotter than the bluest flame. I just wanna go I just wanna go insane, touching the summer rain, hotter than the bluest flame, hotter than the bluest flame.
And welcome back to the Furnace. We're underway here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. I'm Kirk Benton, joined by Bowen Assman. And the Thunderbirds went on a nice little run there to end the second quarter and have a 10-point lead, 49-39 here, as they look for the weekend sweep. Jalen Shirley and Nicola Gazina fighting over the ball, and it becomes UBCO possession.
Yeah, jump ball to start, and good sign for the Heat because they were on the opposite end of that 11-2 run to end the quarter by the Thunderbirds.
And there's a steal. 13 stole it from 13. Akin Kunmi takes it away from Anthony Brady. Here's Gazina. He drives, and they're going to say that Brady knocked his arm on the way up.
Yeah, you could hear that slap from up here.
So the Heat were sticking with the Thunderbirds thanks to the three-pointer. And you have a theory as to why things have changed? UBC kind of figuring things out, perhaps?
Yeah, I think the opening, quarter and a bit, running a lot of plays to get Isaac Moore open or Jalen Shirley open, but once the Thunderbirds kind of key in on that, where else do you go if you're Heat and you have those players kind of, guarded up?
Here's Brady for three. Does not fall. And the Heat were 6 of 18 from behind the arc in the first half. And that's going to be UBC ball.
I don't think there was a touch, but it was a pretty bad shot attempt.
Was it right off at the shot attempt, I'm assuming?
Got a piece of it? So, yeah. Head coach Clay Pottinger doesn't agree. He had a little bit of a chuckle there. But nevertheless.
So the shot clock is back to 13. Tomey, the no-look inbound to Roberts. And Roberts pops it home.
That's too easy.
And it's a 13-point lead for the visitors, who have won 26 in a row against UBCO. Shirley cannot get that wide open one to fall, and Nikola Gazina and Matthias Schertzer. Gazina frustrated. Schertzer puts his hands up.
And yeah, refs are going to have a little bit of a chat there to see if that was a unsporting foul, as Gazina didn't take too kindly to that little, I guess.
Are they talking about Schertzer?
I think they're going to talk about Gazina when he did afterwards.
Okay.
Schertzer
got the first one.
Yeah, he kind of grabbed him, and Gazina's
frustration. So they're going to say it was deserved. It was allowed. It was justified action on Gazina's part.
I think so, yeah.
He's going to go over and... No, they're just going to have a chat.
Yeah.
So Schertzer's still on Gazina. We'll see how that develops. Heat applying some pressure on the perimeter on Tomey. Isaac Moore all over him. Akinkunmi hands it off. Shot clock down to 5. Tomey sends it inside, but Gazina was going towards the hoop, and it went behind him.
That was a great defensive possession there. All the dribbling outside the three-point line and a bad pass.
The Heat, going back to the second quarter, have gone nearly 4 minutes without a point. And when you're playing the number 6 team in the country, you got to score some points. And Shirley in amongst the trees. That time it didn't work. He hit a few branches on the way up. And there's some nice ball movement. Gertson for 3.
That's the player you do not want to leave open.
And it's a 16-point lead now. Condi trying to get some of that back, in and out. Tomey with the board. Gertson, fast break. And lays it in off the glass, and it's all UBC to start the third quarter, just as it was to end the second.
Yeah. And that's just kind of a cascading effect there, where you get down by a couple, you force a quick three-point shot, long rebound, right out to the Thunderbirds, and that fast break that they run has just been dialed down to a science. And Gertson gets the easy layup.
It's a 13-0 run, going back 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 26-6 run for UBC over the last 7:53.
6 points in 8 minutes, eh? That's a tough stretch of play.
Gertson now the first Thunderbirds player in double digits. He's got 11. Nylan Roberts with 8, and Edward Gauthier also with 8.
They have 10 players with a bucket.
Yep, and just 4 still for the Heat. Jalen Shirley leading the way with 14. Isaac Morris got 13, and then Anthony Brady with 8, and Lamin Condi with 4, and that's it. But there have not been too many bench minutes either.
Yes.
11 and 7, 18 minutes from players off the bench. So it's been the usual 5-man show here for the Heat, while Phil Jalalpour just runs the line, runs an assembly line.
It's like hockey.
Basically, line change. Condi fouled down below. He'll go to the line. David Usuomo into the game for the Heat, number 14. He returned last night after missing nine games. Yes, he played the first, missed the next 9. Came back last night, played a few minutes.
Yeah, and he was icing his leg in that opening half.
So he's definitely coming back from something. Didn't want to wait till 2026 to play. And is out there now as the Heat finally end that scoreless run. Gertson knocks it down again. And the Heat are wishing he still played here, I bet.
Yeah, and Shirley on that jump, I mean, Gertson's seen that so many times. He kind of knows to pump fake there. And that's like a layup for him.
Shirley's pass into Condi is intercepted, and the ball is at the UBCO hoop in about 2.3 seconds.
Yes.
The way the Thunderbirds run this fast break.
I think it helps too. You have pretty much every single player who can dribble the ball up the court. Maybe Gazina, not so much, but kind of let everyone else, let someone take the reins and run down the court.
So Tommy, who's 3 for 4 from the line, will try again here. Thunderbirds now shooting 42% from 3, 8 for 19. That's fairly efficient, I would say. And Gertson going 4 for 5 is a nice little part of that. 22-point lead. Only about 7 minutes ago, clockwise time, it was a close game. And it's just been a 31-7 run for UBC to blow it wide open.
Yeah, and Gertson's already reached his 3-point high of the year with those 4 threes.
Brady for 3, it's no good. But the Heat get a rare offensive rebound. Akinkunmi knocks that one away. Shirley to inbound. Usuomo on the line. The Heat are 1 for 9. 1 for their last 9, I should say, from 3. And that was going to be the key to success tonight. It was working early, but not anymore. Guzina. Back to Tommy. Tommy wants the screen. Oh, he fakes and goes right. Gives it back to Guzina. Nice little play. Had everybody guessing. And that's an easy bucket for number 6. Shirley goes all the way around. Guzina averaging 16.7 points per game. So Gertson's got 3 fouls now.
That's one positive for the Heat.
And are they going to say Guzina grabbed him there? Yes, they are. Just the first foul for such a large man.
Yeah, he's also built like a football player, hey?
Yeah.
Just very wide. Be a tough screen to hit.
Both teams with 3 fouls. Here's Schertzer. Gets it inside. Shirley splits the 2 players and lays it in for the first field goal of the quarter for the Heat. Tobiak and Kunmi loses it. Here's Moore. Quickly down the floor. He's fouled and will shoot a pair.
Well, they just got to chip away at this, slowly but surely. Lots of time left. But they're going to have to be pretty close to perfect.
That is very true. Heat still looking for their first point from a bench player. They've been outscored 22-0.
Wow.
When it comes to the bench. Here's Tomey. The no look to Gauthier. He can't get that tough basket to fall. And here's Shirley. Moore sends it into Schertzer.
Take a dribble.
Yeah, he could have. Shirley takes a step. Short. Brady with the rebound, throws it off of a UBC player and out. And Raj Dada back in the game. Holt Tomey goes off for a break. And here's Shirley once again to inbounds. We hit the midway point of the third quarter. Heat down 20.
Yeah, looking for more on that.
More. There's a nice jumper. That's 16 for Shirley and 15 for Moore. Habera inside to Gazina, who loses it. And they're going to say it went off of the Heat players who were next to him. Jalen Shirley pleading his case. So Habera will inbound. Gauthier for 3, it's good. The talented Montreal rookie once again.
This is coming out party this weekend.
Yes, it is. He's going to want UBCO on the schedule all the time. He had 13 against them 3 weeks ago when the Thunderbirds won 100-70. Season high 20 last night. And, oh, Condi almost got that one to fall, but he'll head to the line. Gauthier, 3 for 4. From deep tonight, he's got 11. And Condi, who's got just 5 points but 9 rebounds so far. Misses the first. The Heat had been red hot from the free throw line early on this season. And they still are 4th in the conference at 72.8%. But they were just 50% last night, and they were 40% 2 games ago at Trinity Western. Schertzer with the takeaway. Condi for 3. It's short. They had the numbers there, so it kind of was wide open. You got to make those. Habera still down the floor. He gives it to Gauthier. No good. And there's Shakajisa with the rebound. Shirley. Working against Abera. Fade away. Does not go. Mavidi with the rebound. Gives it to Gauthier. Back to Mavidi. Gauthier.
Nice
Oh,
feeling.
there it is. And his, I don't know what you'd call that move.
You blow the threes to the sky.
That's what he does. Okay, there's a steal and a bucket by Abera. And as we have seen many times in the 26 consecutive victories by UBC over UBCO, the game not in doubt at this stage of the contest. So now what do you do if you're UBCO? It's your last game for about a month and a half.
Well, the term throw the kitchen sink might be applicable.
Yeah.
Offensive foul, yeah.
Abera whistled for the forearm shiver.
Yeah, they just issued a bench warning to the Thunderbirds. Is that Abera bucket earlier had the whole bench up wanting the call on an N1. And referees just don't want them just being so animated on the sideline.
Yep. I mentioned the free throw percentage for the Heat. It's good to have a good free throw percentage, but they're just not getting to the line very much. The second fewest trips to the line per game, just 15 free throws per game, which is not too many.
And you see that, right? A lot of settling for jump shots, and your two best players take a lot of their shots from beyond the arc.
That's true. Makes sense. A Darkwenti to Shirley. It's good. They just need to do that about 30 more times. Here's Dada. Sends it inside. Aujla gets it back, but Ugoji could not hold on to it. Here's a Darkwenti. Working against Gauthier. He stops. Back to Condi, but the pass was just too hot. Turnover Heat. That's 16 now for the Heat. And just 11 for the Thunderbirds, who are up 22. And that's 4 fouls now on a Darkwenti.
Yeah, he grabbed Ojla there.
Mavidi spinning, goes inside, too strong. Aujla gets the rebound. Guess who for 3? Gauthier cannot get it to fall. And Yasuomo with the rebound.
We're at the point where we're surprised when Gauthier misses.
Yeah, I was going to say. Darkwenti goes against the much bigger Aujla, draws the foul, and will have a free throw attempt to make it a 3-point play with 1:03 to go here in the third. And his team down 20. Just the first on Aujla.
And when a Darkwenti gets going, that kind of spurs on the team. As he had a career high at 22 a few weekends ago against UMBC, and like we said, when you have another player besides their Moore, Condi, or Shirley, that opens up more opportunities for those players as well.
Long pass for Gertson, but a little too hot. Gertson telling Gauthier to just slow it down. No need for the
and
long
Gauthier
bombs.
gets the
he's going to have a
hike
chat.
to the bench for that. Yeah,
gets a seat right next to the coach. How lucky.
I'm sure he's telling him all the good things he did so far.
Here's the Darko-Enti. We're in the final minute of the third quarter here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. Darko-Enti sends it inside. Condi.
It's a mismatch there.
Oh. Ugogi
Yeah, good job.
ties him up, gets the ball back for his team. As Larry Shakajisa returns to the contest. Anthony Brady heads off. Brady's got 8 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Gertson back to Tomey. Tomey, long three. It bounces several times before deciding, yep, I think I'm going to go down. 22-point lead once again for the Thunderbirds. The Heat will have the last shot here. A Darko-Enti. Drives, and he's fouled with 1.4 seconds to go. Ugogi picks up the infraction. That's his first.
Yeah, Darko-Enti, great free throw shooter. He's missed just 4 free throws all season. Make that 5.
Yep.
My bad.
Long heave. That was a very nice heave by Aujla. Doesn't fall. It's okay, though, because his Thunderbirds are still up 75-54. You're watching U Sports men's basketball action on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. And we're back in the furnace for the fourth quarter here on Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel. It was a 26-15 advantage for UBC in that third quarter, and they've taken a stranglehold on this game, but Lamin Condi gets things going for the Heat there. Laying it in, I'm Kirk Penton, joined by Bowen Assman. And Holt Tomey was surrounded, looking for a way out, and he travels. So that's a good start for the Heat, but when you're down 19, it's probably a little bit too big of a mountain to climb against the 6th-ranked team in the nation, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Thunderbirds shooting 50%. Second and third quarter, they've been on fire, more than 50%.
There's a nice pass underneath. Condi, another one. Condi gets his foot on that one. Heat putting the pressure on here, trying to get something going, trying to have a good final quarter here as they finish off their pre-holiday schedule.
Yeah, I think you want to win the quarter. If you're a coach, is what you want to say. Just get a better taste in your mouth to end the game.
Aujla, nice feed from Gertzen, and he jams it down for 2. Here's a Darkwa Enti. There's a 3. No good. Condi he's had quite a bit of trouble from deep this weekend. Akinkunmi can't get that 3 to fall. Here's Isaac Moore racing down the floor, tries to get it to go, and there's David Usuomo. It's going to be a jam fest, I think, here in the fourth quarter.
That's a highlight of the game.
There's a Darkwa Enti all over Roberts.
And he's on 4 fouls, but he's not letting up.
Tomey. Suomo got a piece of him. Clay Pottinger was looking for an 8-second violation there. But the referee, I heard him say, I blow the whistle at 15, not at 16.
Yes.
And we talked about that last night, I believe, where you can't look up at the clock and see 16 because that's still legal.
Yeah, and you're supposed to have it in your head when you're counting, but you do also go off the clock because if in your head it's 8, but it's actually 7 up there, it doesn't look good. So.
And the Heat commit another foul underneath after that missed free throw. And I think that might be it.
Yeah, that was on
a Darkwa Enti. That is 5, so he's done for the night. Four points and 1 assist.
He's sticking around, though.
For the Dallas product. Yeah, he's in no rush to get into the holiday season.
Okay, now I'll go.
Yeah, so Larry Shakajisa returns.
Despite the 5 fouls, I liked his verve in that end of that third quarter. A little bit of a different look.
Yep. Roberts, 16 of 23 from the free throw line coming in. He's 0 for 2 tonight and now 1 for 3.
Yeah, he had 18 points last night. Was chipped in every single quarter.
Shakajisa. Here's Isaac Moore giving it to Shirley. Just trying to get open to shoot another 3, I'm thinking, but Shirley's going to drive, and that's a way to get 3 points. Deposit a tough bucket and head to the line. Jalen Shirley never stops, never quits, and is out there all the time. He's played a game-high 29 minutes. He and Lamin Condi both have played 29 minutes. Nylan Roberts, meanwhile, the top minute man for UBC with just 22.
Yeah, Isaac Moore, 27 as well.
Shirley cannot get that free throw to fall. So it's a 17-point lead for UBC, 7:37 to go. Roberts into Tomey. Brady all over him. Roberts for three, it's short, and there's the rebound for Brady. Hands it off to Condi. Inside Shirley. Probably not used to being a post player, but that's what he was doing. Turns it over. Here's Gertzen. Aujla trying to get it to Roberts. He does. Roberts.
Nice.
Oh, nice read there by Yasuomo to break it up. Here's Condi. Kicks it out, but that pass a little off the mark. Turnover Heat. And Gauthier, Mavidi, and Dada return for the Thunderbirds. And Shirley trying to steal that ball, commits the foul. That's 3 fouls now in the Heat here in the fourth. Just 2 personals for Shirley. Gauthier gets it over to Abera. Abera spins, drives, can't get it to go off the glass. Schertzer, another rebound. Brady. It ends up getting to Moore. Moore drives, kicks it out to Shirley. Shirley, no. Heat now 7 for 26 from deep. 27%. Gauthier loses the handle. Brady over to Moore. Moore for 3. That one's way off the mark. Mavidi can't corral it. It's going to be UBCO ball with 5:58 to go.
That was like the first shot attempt for Moore in a while. Probably feeling a little cold. His timeout's called there.
Clay Pottinger calls a timeout. His team down 17. His team is outscoring UBC 8-4 here in the fourth quarter. You did say win the quarter, Bowen.
Yeah, why not?
So far, they are doing that. Updated scoring. Jalen Shirley, 21. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. 5 turnovers, though. Yeah, you'll take them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so.
You are handling the ball a lot.
Yeah, pretty equal turnovers, 15-19.
Yeah, it's not too terrible.
Yeah.
Isaac Moore was 17, and Lamin Condi has gotten into double digits. He's got 10 and 9 rebounds, so potential double-double for number 12. And then on the other side, it's just a well-rounded attack. Gus Gertzen, 14. Edward Gauthier, 14. Holt Tomey, 13. Nylan Roberts has 9. Zuru Abera and Nicola Gazina both have 8.
And I know they're not keeping track of fast break points, but points off turnovers, which a lot of them are fast break, 27-6. So these Thunderbirds know how to run when they get a steal or some sort. Oh, that was a rush shot.
Moore's three-pointer misses by a mile. Aujla gives it to Gauthier. Gauthier drives, gets it to go, and will go to the line. Heat are going to be having nightmares over the next couple of nights, seeing number 11 haunting their dreams.
He's like the perfect size for a point guard at 6'4". He's tall enough to get those shots off and drive, and got a great shot. And when he comes off the bench, that's very difficult to stop.
No kidding. And he makes good on that free throw. He's got 14 points now. Oh no, I'm behind.
15.
He's got 17.
17,
Pardon me.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we just had not had an update there. Pardon me. As it is now a 20-point game once again. The largest lead was 25, so it really hasn't gotten too much better for the Heat. Who have won all 3 of their games this year against UNBC and will still be second last in the Pacific Division going into the winter break as Anthony Brady, as time expires on the shot clock, knocks it down.
Third 3 of the night.
Positive, perhaps,
Yes.
going into 2026. Julian Malfair with the steal. And Gauthier grabbed on to the OKM product and appears to have hurt himself in the process. No, gives the thumbs up to the bench. The bench didn't even think about replacing him, even though he's hobbling around out there. Ariel Sager in as well. Number 9, Condi for 3. It's good. After going 0 for 5 from deep, Condi finally gets one to fall.
It's a bit like last night.
Yes.
He was, I think, 0-11 to start the game, and then he got going, but it was in that fourth quarter when it was out of reach.
Abera says, anything you can do, I can do just as well. Knocks down his own 3. Abera's got 11. Condi, little hook goes. Mavidi takes the long pass, gives it to Aujla. Abera now. Gauthier gives it to Dada. Dada, a floater, can't get it to go. Aujla with a nice touch, putting it back.
Soft hands, just tip that up, one hand into the basket.
As we have mostly bench players now out on the floor for both teams. Except for Condi, he's still out there. I guess Brady, and more. So 3, the Heat still have 3 starters on the floor. Here's Brady, pulling up, knocking it down. Heat making it a little closer, 15 points. And Abera did not see Brady coming, but he still has possession despite 3 Heat players trying to take it from him. Dada can't get that 3-pointer to fall, but he gets his own long rebound. There's a nice read by Ariel Sager. And he is fouled on the way up. I think he lost the handle before he got fouled. But he will tell his grandchildren that he had possession when he got fouled.
And these players are so fast that it's hard to the ref to get back in time when they're galloping down the court.
That is true. So with 3:09 to go, timeout is called. And the teams will have one last on-court discussion before preparing for final exams and holiday shopping.
2 equally fun things, I imagine.
There you go. What would you rather do?
I'm shopping for myself. I think I know the answer.
There you go. So the next time these guys will play, I will just check the schedule here. And it will be Friday, January 9th. UBC will be at home to Trinity Western, while UBCO will get to go to Thompson Rivers and play the Wolfpack. They opened the season here in Kelowna against one another, and they were tied after 3 quarters, if you recall. And then Thompson Rivers obliterated them in the 4th and proceeded to win their next 6 games after that to start 7-0, including 2 victories, the only 2 losses for UBC.
They have fallen back a bit. They dropped 2 against UVic, and then they lost last night against UFV, I believe.
Yes, so things are evening up in the Pacific Division. As we said, UBC will get to 8-2 with this victory, which is Victoria's record, but if Victoria does finish off its pre-holiday calendar tonight in Prince George against the UNBC Timberwolves, so they'll have a chance to get half game up again, having played one more game than UBC. Ugoji can't get it to go. They're saying it did not hit the rim. Shot clock violation. Heat ball with 2:43 to go, down 13.
Yeah, and the Heat will drop to 3-9, but they'll have some big games in the winter season against teams that are close in their standings, especially Trinity Western, UFV, and the Thompson Rivers as well. So,
but you look at that division and you saw what Trinity Western did to the Heat last weekend.
Yes, that is.
And you got to wonder if it's 5 good teams and 2,
Yes.
Because the Spartans laid a licking on the Heat last weekend down in Langley. But the new year brings new hope, so you never know. Ugoji steps on the line. So the newest member of the Heat. Faisal Shawa inbounds it. Turnover Heat. Ugoji can't get it to go. Tomey gets the rebound. And he's just going to bring it out, slow things down with 2 minutes to go. Tomey kicks it out. Abera for 3, no good. Ugoji with the rebound, out to Dada. No, it was in and out. It rattled around. Here's Sager, all the way across. Brady takes a couple of steps, pulls up, knocks it down.
That's his shot.
And the lead is just 11. The Heat applying some pressure, trying to maybe make it a single-digit deficit when all is said and done. Looks a little better on the scoreboard. But the Heat, once again, giving up an average of 88 points a game, going to do it again. They just give up way too many points when all is said and done. Three times they've let the opponent go over 100, or get to 100, I should say. Twice in the 90s. And timeout is called here late. And the Thunderbirds up 13. Check the out-of-town scoreboard, see what's happening here on this Saturday. Alberta beats Winnipeg 81-76. The rest of the games all happening as we speak. Manitoba's up 63-59 on Calgary with 18 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Regina handing it to Mount Royal 58-41 in the third. And Brandon has a 53-36 lead on Saskatchewan in Saskatoon with 6:20 to go in the third. And just getting underway, Fraser Valley and Thompson Rivers down in Abbotsford, and Trinity Western is hosting Lethbridge, and as we mentioned earlier, later tonight, UNBC hosting Victoria. There are 2 games still on the schedule before the Christmas break, and actually one of them is next Friday night. UNBC goes down to Kamloops to play Thompson Rivers. There's a 3-point shot, and it falls by Goodman Roting, the Norwegian member of the Heat. There's a nice steal by Ariel Sager. Are you nervous at all if you're Phil Jalalpur?
Well, he got up out of his chair. Now he's thinking. Might be saying starters. Tie those shoes back up for a little bit.
Akinkunmi is coming back
Yeah,
in.
that might be one of the reasons. Let's just set it. And that was a unsporting foul.
It was, eh?
Because it was it's kind of like a clear path foul.
Yeah.
So
does that mean the Heat get the ball?
That is correct.
Okay. So Nylan Roberts, who thought he was done for 2025, is back. Akinkunmi also back. Holt Tolme also on the floor. And the Heat have Ariel Sager, Goodman Roting, Faisal Shawa, pardon me, and a pair of starters in Anthony Brady and Lamin Condi. So Sager, the Winnipegger, makes the first.
So he cuts this to 8. You have possession. Could theoretically be a 5-point game. 6-point game, theoretically.
That is correct. You got to make your free throws.
I was going to say stranger things have happened, but I don't know if I have seen stranger things. If this miraculous comeback comes to fruition.
Heat are 14 for 21 from the free throw line tonight. That's exactly 66.66666%. Goodman Roting, he's got to shoot it. He gives it to Condi instead. It's good. 6-point game. Bowen, you called it. It was a 25-point lead for the Thunderbirds in the third quarter.
No need to foul, though. No need to foul.
There's an interception. Brady had it, but
that's a foul.
Got taken away, and Condi commits the foul.
And that's an unsportsmanlike foul there. That was an interesting swing. As Roting looks like he got the ball, but he was displaced. And they're calling it an unsportsmanlike foul. Condi was not going for the ball. So 2 for Roberts and possession.
So in Canada West, you can't just grab somebody.
Yeah. That's like a FIBA rule, so anywhere.
Gotcha.
So make an attempt for the basketball.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure who got the ball as Brady was trying to get it back to somebody. But it did look like it was mostly ball.
Yeah, he got kind of like jerked around. Was that Brady or was that Roting?
Oh, sorry.
Might have been Roting that had him.
Regardless, I think everything called properly. So Roberts makes the first and will make the second, and UBC gets to keep the ball with an 8-point lead. It's probably going to be too little too late, but it's always...
That was very close, though.
You did tell them to win the quarter, and they're definitely going to win the quarter. Up 29-16 the Heat are in this final frame. So they'll go into the winter break feeling somewhat happy. Not happy, but something to think about.
Well, I think for these,
with a positive light.
Yeah, especially with Sager, Shawa, Brady, and Roting out there. It must have felt good to, play
make
some
a little
game.
push.
Yeah, and in the clutch.
Absolutely. Zuru Abera. Are they giving Brady a foul there for knocking Abera on the way? Was it accidental? I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Are they discussing the severity of this
Their dinner plans first, and then they might touch on these.
Clay Pottinger is saying you just knocked him down.
I think it's a discussion of Reed there, who's the one talking to the taller ref, Rob. He's FIBA official, so he has the most experience. So I think he's just kind of talking to Rob about what he saw in that situation. Because I don't believe it would be a unsporting foul.
No. 5 Thunderbirds players in double digits now. Abera leading the Thunderbirds with 16 points. 15 for Tomey, 14 for both Gauthier and Gertson, and 11 for Nyland Roberts. And Karin Aujla has 9 rebounds for the Thunderbirds to lead them. And Lamin Condi did get to his double-double, 18 points and 10 rebounds. Were you able to process that with your spidey ears or your go-go gadget ears?
I think they were discussing when the foul occurred. Was it when they were out of bounds or when the ball was in play?
Oh,
if it was out of bounds, it would have been
right.
2 and the ball.
Right.
But that was during this portion of play, so.
Sager can't get that one to go. Abera made both free throws, so he is up to 18 points to lead the Thunderbirds. Jalen Shirley and Isaac Moore have both hit the 20-point plateau. Shirley's got 21, Moore has 20. And Brady also in double digits with 12. This is a relatively high-scoring Canada West game, so lots of guys in double digits. 83 points for the Heat. Which is not quite yet a season high, but they're getting closer there as Isaac Moore knocks it down. And that actually ties their season high as they beat UNBC back on November 14th, 86-74. So it's a 9-point game, and they've used every timeout here in the fourth quarter of what was a blowout.
I believe you said when there's 3 timeouts left, the final timeout of 2025, because it was all over.
That's right.
But the
Have
crying.
one last chat. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I jinxed it. So now they're calling timeouts all over the place. That got more to 23 points.
They're just draining threes in this
last
last 2 minutes. It's unbelievable. 8 of 9 shooting in their last 9 shots. 5 of their last 6 threes have gone in. I wish I could explain that.
Well, my guess would be the game is no longer in doubt.
Right, it's no less stress maybe.
Maybe not as much pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the cynic in me maybe talking. I don't know. Taking away from a strong performance, I shouldn't say,
Yeah.
Maybe they're just shooting well. I don't know. But UBCO is going to come up a little short again. The 27th consecutive loss in 27 games against UBC since January of 2012. Roberts. So we are doing the fouling thing.
Didn't need to do that. His shot clock was at 14, so. Just getting there. Spending as much time as possible on the courts.
Three-pointers overall, UBC is 13 for 32, 40.6%. The Heat, 12 of 34 for 35.3%. So that was how the Heat were going to win this game, and UBC even outshot them from a percentage perspective from deep. And Condi's three-point attempt will not work as they're going to toss a fan from the game. As some of the fans can stand at the end and basically stand over the court. And they're going to make sure that the fan is removed.
That's good work. Especially from that position, kind of yelling downwards, right? That's not a good, that's not a good thing. So.
Nope.
Good recognition.
Yep. So, final 20 seconds. And Sager commits the foul, and I think Clay Pottinger is saying they can call off the Dogs here with 17 seconds to go. You don't want to let the Thunderbirds get to 100 anyway. And if they keep going to the line, they're going to get there. As Holt told me, once again, this guy's been living at the free throw line this weekend. These are his 11th and 12th trips to the free throw line. And he had 11 trips last night. Condi has it taken away. Oh, gets it back. Sager to Moore. Moore is one last attempt, and his last three-point shot of 2025 is good.
Double check the clock here.
And they're going to give UBC a little more time to try and hit triple digits. 3.6, and they're just going to let it go.
Yeah.
And the final score is going to be UBC 99, UBCO 89. I guess you got to give the Heat a little bit of credit there for how they played in that fourth quarter. You said going in, win the quarter, play well to finish off the year, and you would give them a passing grade on that, I'm guessing?
Well, 35 points in that quarter. I don't know if we have time to go through records, but that might be close to a record in the most points in a quarter. 13 and 19, 6 of their threes. It's going to look good in the stats. I don't think it felt very good, though.
No.
Game felt over from the second quarter onwards.
Yeah.
Had the little spurt. They had a chance, down 6, could have been down 5. They missed free throw. And then the unsporting foul pretty much sunk them again.
Yeah.
But a lot of time now to think about how to get a little bit better and how to make that push for the playoffs, because it's going to be
there.
Yeah.
It's there. Trinity Western is not that far ahead. So Isaac Moore finishes with 26 to lead all scorers. Jalen Shirley had 21. Lamin Condi with 18 and Anthony Brady with 12. Saru Abera, 18 points to lead UBC. 17 for Tomey, including 10 free throws. 14 points for Gus Gertson and Edward Gauthier. Nylan Roberts had 13 as well. So UBC improves to 8-2. They are currently tied for first in the Pacific Division, but Victoria will hit the court up in Prince George in about 40 minutes with a chance to move half a game back up on them. UBCO falls to 3-9. So once again, the final score here tonight from Kelowna. The UBC Thunderbirds 99, the UBCO Heat 89. On behalf of color analyst Bo Nassman and everyone who made tonight's broadcast possible, including Brendan Russell, Lola Macari, Benedict Sergio Aston, Thomas Hedrick, and Jerry Knorr. I'm Kirk Penton. Thanks for watching U Sports Men's Basketball on Canada West TV, presented by
Program has ended.